Actually, I came here when I was around 9, 10 years old, and I actually came to South Carolina, and at that time, I had to go to school. I had to learn the new language. I did not even know even a word of English. Like I always tell people, you never stop learning. So one of the things that I do is, I always try to learn. I have my app, my dictionary app on my phone, because I always like to learn new words. And to be honest with you, my English is a little bit more advanced than my Spanish. But going back to what you asked me, what is it to be a dreamer?
Right.
First of all, I'm very thankful. I'm very thankful to this country for the opportunity that they have offered me to stay here, to study here, to learn their culture, to learn as much as possible, to also plan for a bright future, so that I can also be not just a consumer but also as a provider. Because I come from a very humble family, very low income. I had to really kind of design my future. How is it that I wanted to live here in the United States? Did I want to just be a regular person, just working paycheck to paycheck? Or did I want to be somebody successful that can provide a great lifestyle for myself, for my future family, like per se, my future wife, my future kids? Also, what other things that I want to do except just take care of myself and my family? I love to help out the community. I love to help out people. I mean, I'm on the street, and most of the times I don't go home without doing something for someone. So I being in the fire department, I had to learn a lot of things, and I do that. I try to be there for someone. The reason is because I was always in a situation that I needed help. And because there was always someone that helped me, I always say, I might not be able to do something back for you, but I can always pass that blessing to someone else. So even now that I'm not in the fire department, sometimes I'm on the road, bam, an accident happens. If I'm driving, I pull over, I go, I make sure that the car is stable. I make sure obviously that the person is okay. I dispatch the fire department, the police department, EMS, everyone, and I'm always serving. I always find time to go and volunteer to a certain facility, to just give my time, because I learn from very, very, very successful people. One of my online mentors, not personal mentors, but I follow his content a lot. His name is Grant Cardone. He's worth around $500 million, and he's big on real estate.
Why did you come to the States? Like, was that your decision that you took that decision on your own?
It was more of my parents' decision. Obviously, they had an understanding of what our countries are and the opportunities that those countries have compared to the situation in the United States, and the opportunities that this country offers. Just having a job alone here in the United States is 1,000 times better than having a job in El Salvador. I can share this with you because I have a brother. He's 23, and he's like, hey, listen, man, I'm so happy that you're in the United States, because when I work here in El Salvador, I make $7, $8 a day. And the thing is, El Salvador is running under dollars. It's not like colones back in the days. So everything is dollars. So even though you're making $7, $8, it's like you're making nothing because everything is expensive. Then he says, you're living in the United States. You work a day there, you're making at least $100 a day. You work a full week, you can make $500, $600. When can I make that over here in El Salvador? Over there, from what I understand, is there's a certain age that literally they will come and get you, and they're like, hey man, whether you like it or not, you're gonna be with us. And what happens if you say no? Well, you got two choices. One, they'll kill you, or they'll kill your whole family, or two, you gotta go with them. I believe that not every gang member it's a bad person. They had no other choice, because when the big guys came to them and they said, you gotta join us, he looked at his mom, his dad, brother, whatever he had, and he's like, I mean, we have nothing here, you know, and I can't really provide for you guys, and if I say no to this guy, then we're all gonna die. I ended up meeting the mayor of the capital of El Salvador.
Oh wow.
Nayib Bukele. You know, he's running.
Okay.
He's running for president 2019, and I have so much respect for this man because he's an entrepreneur. The reason why I believe him is because he's been doing. He's been launching plan after plan, project after project. He recently just got invited to Israel. I think what he's trying to do is, no, I don't think, I know. What he's trying to do is, he's trying to bring tourism to El Salvador. A lot of us, we go through that, you know? Yeah. We have to work hard. You mentioned, right, that they have said that we come here and we take jobs from the Americans. But if you want to be realistic about it, there has been videos circulating Facebook, I believe in California or wherever it is, where they have these huge fields, right? And everybody that you see working there is Hispanic. And then there has been certain Americans that have tried to go there and work there, and they can't do the job. And they even themselves, they're like, how do they do it? Another thing, the owners of those huge companies, right, that, you know, the crop companies that, you know, they have to have the tomatoes and stuff like that, because sometimes immigration does come to them, and they also take people from their companies, leaving them with less people to run their businesses. They actually are very afraid, that they're like, I'm really worried about my business because, you know, certain immigrants were taken from my company, and I know that in my whole town, none of my neighbors, none of my friends are gonna come and work and help me. You have to be, you had to be here at a certain age. You had to be a student. You had to be in school. You had to have a clean record.
Yeah.
Right. And
so it's not something that you just give away.
no, like, you know, like I always see certain comments, you know, of on let's say on a video that it's on Facebook, right? And certain people, ignorant people, they're like, oh, why don't you just apply for the papers? And it's so ignorant, because do you really think that if it was just about filling an application and having a certain fee and then you have papers, don't you think everybody would have papers? You see, thankfully my family was never part of like being threatened, right, per se. Like, there's certain people that are in the United States because literally 30-40% of their family were killed, yeah, because of the gangs and stuff like that, for whatever reason. So they had to literally fly out, not fly on a plane, but literally fly out of their city and immigrate to this country. So when it comes to them being treated nasty and they put this thing on their feet, at the end of the day they kind of gladly suck it up, because they know, if I get sent back there, I'm dead. When you gather together and you put race and skin color and language and culture on the side, and you just come together as a human being, we actually start to get along. And you're able to do that when you're humble, you know, when you kind of put yourself in their shoes.